Hey you guys, it's your favorite traveler in the entire world, Imani B. It is another Monetize Monday. We made it. We made it to another week. Y'all are here with me. I'm almost at 200 subscribers, y'all. I'm almost at 3,000 views. So thank you for everybody who has, supported what it is that I am doing with my YouTube channel. Those of you who have subscribed, those of you who have commented and engaged, those of you who have shared the videos, because a lot of the videos that I'm doing, all of the videos that I'm doing are things that are helping other people, areas in which I've found expertise in that I want to share with y'all. So thank y'all. Thank y'all for supporting me, for your continued support. And this video is going to be good because I get a lot of questions about that. Having been a journalist for a really long time, a lot of people often ask me different questions in terms of how to get media, how to get press to pretty much talk about you, talk about your brand, talk about your personal brand, add you to pertinent conversations. If you believe that you're a thought leader in a specific space, maybe you're somebody who's like, into tech and the what's what that's going on in terms of NFTs and cultural things like cryptocurrency and all of those kinds of things. Or maybe you're somebody who's really into fashion and you want to be a part of that who's who that people go to when they're looking for commentary on, social things, and not social things, but fashion things, within the social world and the social media world. So this is really going to help a lot of you because a lot of people don't understand how important press is. Like I've heard people say, oh no, I'm staying away from press. I don't need that. Like press and tabloids are two totally different things. And if you're not a celebrity, people really don't care about what you're doing. So the likelihood of you landing in a tabloid, highly unlikely, right? So ultimately, there are three main reasons why you need press. Even if you're not selling a product, even if you're just, somebody who's looking to build your brand, in order to do so, you need press. One of the main reasons why you need press is to build relevancy. We talked about it in the last video. That last video did pretty well in terms of how to get verified on Twitter. And one of the things that I said was that, as far as Twitter's criteria is that you need to be somebody who's notable, authentic, or relevant. And in order to establish relevancy, getting press, right, or being mentioned in different articles or different publications is almost imperative. You see what I'm saying? So this establishes that you are who it is that you say you are. So for example, when I come to you all and I say I'm your favorite traveler in the entire world, it's because, yeah, duh. But also because I have the relevancy in this space. I have literally built years of traveling around the world, living around the world, writing for travel publications all over the world, and being featured in travel publications, okay? I've been featured in all the big boys, all the big girls. I've been featured in them all. So that establishes my relevancy. Like, how are you the person to be telling? Because nowadays, especially since the pandemic, everybody thinks that they're an expert in a certain area. There are people out there that are selling these packages for telling you how to navigate your social media. They probably got less followers than you. They not verified. They get 2 comments on a post, and that's outside of the algorithm. It's just like nobody cares what they're posting. But they want to sell you on the idea that they know what they're talking about for you to buy their course or whatever the case may be. There's so many people out there that are claiming to be something, and press establishes that you are actually the person to go to. You are the person that when I say, hey, I'm a traveler and I'm a expat and I've lived around the world and I can tell you some things, you'd be like, no, Imani's right. Imani's about what it is that she says that she's about, because pretty much we fact checked, we Googled, and it comes up, all right? So you need press, number one, to establish relevancy. You want to remain relevant. You want to remain, and like I said, not in a very, Kardashian Jenner, tabloid type of way. You just want to remain relevant in your, in your zone of genius, in that niche that that you're an expert in and that people, will find you to be the go-to for. Number 2, Okay. Number two, the reason why you need press or media mentions, okay, is to get verification. Okay. A lot of times people are like, oh, okay, I don't need that. You know what I mean? Because I got 100,000 followers, but you may have 100,000 followers and you never get verified on Instagram or Twitter. And the reason why you don't get verified on Instagram or Twitter is because even though you have all of these followers, that relevancy hasn't been fact checked. They can't check that you are actually relevant, that you're not a troll, that you're not a catfish, because you haven't been in any press. So just like I said in the last video, if you haven't watched the last video, I will put the link below, but it's literally the last video that I did for Monetize Monday on how to get verified on Twitter. The way that I was able to get verified on Twitter was because I was able to link articles that I was mentioned in, meaning somebody interviewed me, asked me a few questions, and put my name, Imani, you know what I'm saying? Put it there with my quote. And then also articles that I had written myself. And I think it was only like 3 articles that I had to post that were within the last 6 months. I think when you apply, it has to be within the last 6 months, I believe. But y'all can double check on that. And so my relevancy is established. So when I go to apply for verification, not that it's a no-brainer, but it's a lot easier to establish that I am who I say I am and that I do what I say that I do. Okay, so getting press and getting media is kind of important when it comes to those kinds of things. And the very, very, very last reason, and a really great reason, that you want to have press and media mentions. And when I say press and media mentions, I mean that, like I had mentioned before, it's not necessarily that you have to have a full-blown feature about you, that you have to have an article in Glamour magazine or Vogue that is just strictly about you. You want people to say, this person is an expert in social media, right? And so we want to ask them how it is that they've been able to grow their audience. And that journalist is going to ask you, and then they're going to quote you. They're going to say, they're going to interview you. They're going to use your quotes, and they're going to use your name. And in your Google Analytics, whenever people Google you and they hit that news tab, they're going to see that you were quoted in the Business Insider, in Forbes magazine, in Essence magazine, in whatever other publications that are out there that you were quoted in, and those count to your relevancy, and those count to, establishing that you are credible and that you are a person and that you are verified in streets, okay, in the media streets, right? And that last thing that is highly important, whether it's your personal brand or whether you actually sell a product or service, it's going to bring you more sales. It's going to bring more opportunities your way. My first paid partnership came from Airbnb, and Airbnb contacted me. I didn't contact them. I didn't cold pitch them or anything like that. I don't have, representation or a manager or anything like that actually reached out to Airbnb. They reached out to me. I can only assume, having had read my articles, having had read articles that I was featured in, etc., knowing the lifestyle that I've lived, knowing that I had lived in Airbnbs for 7 months as a result to COVID, all of those types of things. So having that press and that media with your name attached to it will really bring you opportunities. My luggage line, the Takeoff collection, my expat bag, which I'll put the link below so you can take a look at that. I am a new business owner. I dropped my luggage line in June of 2021, so almost a year, almost 1 year that I've been in business, and that's a small frame amount of time. I never pitched any publications. I didn't pitch any, and I'm a writer. That's interesting, right? I didn't pitch any publications, and all of the publications that I was in literally came to me as a result of people actually purchasing the bag, loving the bag, included in the gift guides. I mean, within the first 6 or 7 months of my business, my bag was in Travel and Leisure, Condé Nast Traveler, Forbes, all of these other places. So literally now it establishes me as a business owner. Not only do I have the relevancy of my personal brand because I've been in a good amount of major magazines and mentioned in a good amount of major magazines. But now, as a small business owner who has a product, my product sold out in 6 months. Within 6 months. From launching my business to the 6-month mark, I sold completely out of my bags, right? And I have a retailer who bought a bunch of bags and they're still selling them. So I will put the link below. Shout out to Julo Shop. It is Black women owned. And they bought a bunch of bags because they wanted to sell it in their online marketplace. And so I'll put the link below. So if you want to buy a bag, you can absolutely purchase a bag still because they have them available. But I have none available on my site. And that's as a result of the press that I've gotten. Because literally, if you have a website like Shopify, I don't know what other, what other CMSs or what other like back channels for other site that you set up when you're selling your project. I have Shopify, so that's all I know. But in the back end of Shopify, you can see where the bulk of your clicks to your website came from. And towards like the end of like heading to that 6-7 month mark, it came from all of those write-ups, all of those media mentions. Literally sent people over to my website and people were purchasing bags. It got to the point where when I would get a multitude of sales in one day, I knew that something had to have been published. And I would go and I would check the back channel of my Shopify site, and sure enough, it would say, "Oh, the Points Guy," and all of these people came from the Points Guy, and they purchased a bunch of bags and passport cases, because I've had passport case travel sets that come with luggage tags as well. So definitely go on the website, support your girl. But that's literally why. That's why you need press. That's why you need the media mentions. You need that credibility. You need people to know who it is that you are. You need that relevancy to know that you are relevant. You need to constantly be mentioned in the media. You need to be constantly be mentioned. Like I said, not the tabloids, not TMZ. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you have a specific zone of genius in a specific space, you want to make sure that you are mentioned and that people are coming to you as the go-to. Number 2, it allows you to get verified. I'm verified on Instagram and I'm verified on Twitter as a result of where it is that I've been mentioned in the media, and I've been mentioned in press, and I've been mentioned in the publications that are considered like higher tiered, like things that their SEO is much higher when you search them, okay? And then that last thing is bringing in them sales and bringing in them opportunities. You want brand deals? You want a book deal? You want people to buy your product? You want people to get your coaching program, get whatever service? You need to get media. And guess what? I'm going to tell y'all how to do that because I'm creating a course. So y'all need to make sure that y'all stay tuned. Stick with me. Stick with me. I'm telling y'all, I'm giving y'all the gems. I'm giving y'all the games. Just stick with me. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. Say hello. But be sure to stick with me because only the people who are following will know when I begin to launch. So don't forget to hit that bell. Don't forget to hit subscribe because I'm coming every Monday. Every Monday about monetization. Everything that you need to know about monetizing your social media platform. I got you. I got you. I've done this. Okay? Hov did that. So hopefully you don't have to go through that. I've done it. So you don't have to go through the ebbs and the flows. You can get all the gems from me. Hit that bell. Hit subscribe. See y'all next Monday.